authorizing the execution of a private sewer easement in favor of Empire Residential Communities Fund 4 LLC located at the northwest corner of 99th Avenue and Desert River Boulevard, and directing the city clerk to record a certified copy of the ordinance.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Here to provide staff report on the ordinance tonight is Jamie Chapin, Glendale Principal Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Good evening, Mayor and council members. The Empire Residential Community Group is currently constructing the Desert River 2 development, which is located at the northwest corner of 99th Avenue and Desert River Boulevard. So the property goes from 99th Avenue to the New River. The topography in this area slopes pretty severely towards the New River. The city does not have a sewer line that runs along the New River, and because of the elevations, Empire is having to construct a private lift station and also private sewer lines in order to provide wastewater to the development. The private sewer lines need to cross the city's public right-of-way of 100th Avenue at 3 locations. So Empire is requesting easements so that they may construct, operate, and maintain the facilities in the public right-of-way. Staff is recommending granting the easements in support of the development. Thank you. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Hearing none. Anybody like to make a motion?
Mayor.
Go ahead.
Motion to approve item number 19, ordinance number 022-14.
Second.
I have a motion from the Vice Mayor, second from Councilmember Hugh to approve the recommended action. Any discussion on this motion? Hearing none. Councilmember Clark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Hugh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Milner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to new business. Ms. Bauer, item 20, if you would, please.
Authorization to enter into an exclusive listing agreement with Plaza del Rio Management Corporation to grant exclusive rights to negotiate the sale of the unencumbered 20± acre parcel located at the southwest corner of 91st Avenue and Cardinals Way.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report this evening is Brian Friedman, our Director of Economic Development.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Good evening, Mayor and Council. The request this evening is to approve a listing agreement with Plaza del Rio Management Corporation to serve as the city's broker for the unencumbered 20-acre parcel owned by the city located at the southwest corner of 91st Avenue and Cardinals Way. Tonight's requested action includes an agreement with specific deliverables, timelines, and potential costs associated. And this agreement is the next step in exploring the 91 Cardinals project viability with Plaza del Rio companies. To recap Council's prior action regarding this opportunity, in March, June, August, September, and October of 21, Council approved the agreements on your screen, which are currently in motion. The property itself is located in purple on your screens, and then just south of the Cardinals Stadium, and then just to the east of Crystal Lagoons Island Resort, which is well under construction. And then to further dive down a little bit on the property, the yellow and green portions of the site are owned by the city of Glendale and total about 54 acres. The 20 acres shown in green are the undeveloped, unencumbered portion that's subject for this evening. And then the 9 acres owned by Bidwell are shown in orange, with the 4,001 spaces that the city owns. We support the Cardinals, AZSTA, and the Crystal Lagoons parking agreements with are shown in yellow. Plaza Mayor and Council will list, market, and generate potential interest on the site and seek offers from the open market. They agreed to vet interest and communicate that interest to the city and obtain direction from City Council. Following direction from Council, it's the intent that Plaza will work with prospective buyers to present their specific development proposals. The cost of service there's no cost to enter into the agreement until and unless City Council should elect to sell all or part of the city-owned property. If any land is sold, commissions are to be paid from the proceeds under the following schedule. A maximum commission of 5% of the sales price of the property will be paid and split equally between the buyer and seller's brokers if the parties are represented prior to a close of escrow. If buyer is not represented by a broker, the owner will pay a commission equal to 3% of the sales price to its broker. Any and all commissions are payable in full upon close of escrow, and the term is for 1 year. Staff recommends approval of the listing agreement, and it'd be my pleasure to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions?
Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not so fast, Mr. Fee. I noticed that you described the property as unencumbered. What do you mean by that?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, Councilmember Turner. Unencumbered in that the balance of the property that's, let me back up here, that's shown in green is the unencumbered portion, meaning that's not subject to the parking agreements with Crystal Lagoons, with the Arizona AZSTA, or with the Bidwell or Cardinals organization. That's the yellow property that you see on your screens there, that property is encumbered by those parking agreements. The green portion is not.
Okay, thank you. As I recall, the city engaged Plaza del Rio to create a phasing plan, design standards, and CC&Rs for the whole scope, including the encumbered. Are those applicable to this parcel, or are they optional on this parcel?
Sure, Mayor, Councilmember Turner. Yes, they're all in motion and they are applicable. We're working through those agreements now.
Okay. I'll just say that I've seen copies of the CC&Rs, for instance, and the design plans for it. So while I'm at this point, I'm willing to support engaging Plaza del Rio, I may or may not be willing to, I want to see what comes forward from the market for this parcel. I'm not even sure that now is the right time to sell it, or that whatever the design standards and plans that we have in place for it are really in the best interest of that area. So just want to make sure everybody understands where I'm at on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion?
Yes, Mayor. I move that we pass and adopt the authorization to enter into an exclusive listing agreement with Plaza del Rio Management Corporation.
Mayor? I guess I can wait for the second. I'd like to propose an amendment.
Second.
Thank you. Mayor, may I propose an amendment?
You can propose anything you want.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I'd like to propose the following amendment to Sales Commission provision under paragraph 5, just to provide some clarity. My proposed changes are a maximum commission of 5% of the sale price of the property will be paid and split equally, 2.5% commission each between the buyer and seller's brokers if both parties are represented at the time a purchase and sale contract is executed. In the event the buyer is not represented by a broker at the time the buyer executes a purchase and sale agreement, owner shall pay a commission equal to 3% of the sale price of the property only to its broker. Any and all commissions are conditioned upon and payable in full upon close of escrow. And Mayor, if I may, this was actually provided to me by our city attorney's office. There was just a little bit of clarity that I had asked for.
Second.
Okay, well, certainly we're going to have discussion on it. Mr. Phelps,
We're fine.
you have no issue?
Nope.
Anyone else have any issues with this? Nobody? Okay, so we have a motion for an amendment. You've heard the amendment stated. We have a second on that. So we're voting on the amendment first. We need a roll call on the amendment, I believe. Yeah, we'll do roll call anyway. Councilmember Clark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Hugh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay, well, that was easy, wasn't it? Chair votes aye. So the motion did pass for the amendment, so now we're going to vote on the motion as amended. Again, any discussion on the motion as amended? Hearing none, roll call vote. Councilmember Clark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Hugh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye also. Motion does carry. Okay. Well, that was pretty easy. I like easy ones. Okay, council comments and suggestions. Councilmember Clark.
Mayor, just two items. One,
Your microphone, raise it up a little bit. There you go.
on Thursday, March 10th at 6 p.m., I will have my Yucca District meeting. It will be at the Glendale Media Center. I invite and encourage anyone from Glendale to attend. Secondly, and I have no idea what it means, but everyone's been commenting on the fact today is 2/22/2022. I'm sure it has some significance, but it's escaped me as to what it could be. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Hugh.
Nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilmember Milner.
Just to answer Councilmember Clark's, it's the only time that'll happen in history. And I have nothing else.
Probably in your lifetime. Probably, okay.
However much of it's left.
Councilmember Tomachoff.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to thank Commissioner Gary Hirsch for stepping in to help out our Planning Commission until hopefully before too much longer that my person that I have appointed is able to return and serve on the Planning Commission. So just wanted to publicly thank Commissioner Hirsch for stepping up to help out the city and the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Councilmember Turner.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Vice Mayor.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay, and the only thing that I'll share is some disappointing news that we got late last week. Luke Air Force Base will not be doing their air show this year. Very disappointing, although I understand their worries and their concerns, and that was not our general that made that decision lightly. It was DOD expressing their concerns. So they're trying to keep everybody safe. At the same time, who knows, maybe we'll have an air show next year. Maybe they won't put it on for 2 years. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and move on. I do have one speaker card. Mr. Cannon, if you would, sir, come on forward. Mr. Cannon, I just need you to state your name, the district that you live in, if you know it. I know you know it because I'm looking at it, but I don't need your address, sir. And then you'll have 3 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. My name is Thomas Cannon. My wife and I moved here to Glendale in 1981. We live up on Presented Drive in Saguaro District.
Perfect.
We lived in the same house for 40 years, okay, starting next year. We moved there in 1983. And I have a comment that if we can last that long to next year, because right now we have a community nuisance that is detrimental to the health and welfare of our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is great. I love where we live. I love living in Glendale. So I know you may hear a lot of negative comments from this podium, but I love living in Glendale, and it's a great city. So thank you for that. But around November of last year, new neighbors moved in and brought with them a pack of dogs. At this time, we've counted no less than 5 dogs in their backyard. The dogs bark, howl, and whine incessantly at all times of the day and night. Just last week, I was in my backyard, and they barked at me for 3 hours straight. This morning, they started barking at 6:30. I'm retired. I don't get up at 6:30. We need some relief with this, and I've spoken with my council member, Malnard, and I appreciate all the help you've given me in this area. I believe that the City of Glendale's response to this community nuisance is unacceptable. And at this point in time, I want to mention, I'm talking about the policies and procedures, not any of the people that I've interfaced with the City of Glendale. I think the people at the City of Glendale are fantastic people. Upon making a complaint on December 8th, the very next day I received a text from the City of Glendale saying, and this is a quote, "No violation observed, case closed." I lived with it for a month at that point in time, case closed. To advance the issue, I then had to fill out a barking dog complaint petition. This is not a slight endeavor. I had to keep written notes, a written log for 1 week straight. I had to do audio recordings for 1 week straight of my neighbor. I had to get 2 other witnesses to sign the petition in order to go to court. I'm awaiting my court date now. I've submitted the petition. In my mind, in my position is that this system is built so burdensome as to cause the complainants to just drop the issue and not move forward. The City of Glendale's response, in my mind, to barking dog complaints is single-faceted. The sole avenue available is to go to complaint. There's no warning with the violator, no citations, no mediation, just go to court. It does not seem to me to be the low-cost option for this endeavor. recording my neighbor and turning those audio files over to the government seems pretty dystopian to me, and I believe it is. Respectfully request that the council consider a stepwise approach, counseling the violator after the first concern by the code compliance group, increasing levels of fines for additional complaints, which the offender can challenge in court. As you get a traffic ticket, you can challenge it in court. A city-sponsored mediation, and then finally, then if necessary, moving into court. Thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Okay, there being no further business before this council tonight, I'd like to thank everyone for attending tonight's meeting. Is there no objection from the council? Meeting's adjourned.
Yeah, he did.